There are certain moments in sports that'll just go down in history as legendary. Sometimes those moments are purely based on performance, like Kobe Bryant dropping 81 points when he dropped 60 points in his final game. Sometimes there are performances where there's like an extra story behind the performance that really makes it legendary. You got Willis Reed from the Knicks way back in the day walking out the tunnel. You had Magic Johnson coming to center court doing the jump ball. And of course, one of the most famous ones was Michael Jordan in the 1997 NBA Finals. Game 5 came down with the flu. Super high temperature. He was not feeling well. You could clearly tell while he was playing. But because he's MJ and he's just got the biggest in the world, still dropped 38 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, carried the Bulls to a win. There are a ton of photos from that game where he's like slouching over, where Scottie Pippen's like holding him up. Now there's some conspiracies that it was a pizza joint in Utah since they were playing away that sent a poisoned pizza to Michael Jordan's hotel room just to give the Utah Jazz a leg up. And another theory was that he was out all night gambling, just kind of used the flu as an excuse. Whatever the truth is MJ. He still dominated. Now the shoe that Michael Jordan was wearing during that game was of course elevated throughout sneaker history because of that performance. And now it's back. Air Jordan 12 flu game. Now this shoe is dropping on March 1st for $200. It did first retro in 2003, first came out in 1997. It also retroed in 2009, but that was kind of a modified version of the colorway. So they swapped the materials out for like suede, and they also added like those sick emojis on the tongue area. Didn't really love that version. Now side note, I remember back in the day, one of the kids at my school pulled up to a basketball game with the 2003 version of the flu games. It wasn't in 2003, it was a few years after that, but he had that version of the shoe. And at the time I was wearing like the cheapest basketball shoe I could get my hands on. I believe it was the Converse Wade ones. It was like $35 from Eastbay. It was on special hardcore discount. And then this kid rolls up with the Flu Game 12s. And if you've ever felt like supreme jealousy and envy, even in a situation where you know you shouldn't be feeling that, has nothing to do with you, that's exactly how I felt at the time. I wanted to like take his legs. I just wanted those so bad. But in 2025, I have this version. I guess it all does work out in the end. Now, first impressions of the Jordan 12 flu game, love it. I'm not exactly like a Jordan 12 super fan, but when it comes in a nice colorway, I'll get it. It's not one of my favorite retros or like silhouettes ever, but the flu game colorway, basically black and red Chicago Bulls colorway, is delicious. As a black sneaker lover, this is my favorite OG colorway of the 12s. And if you live in specific neighborhoods, the Jordan 12 flu game has a different type of meaning to it. Just go Google it and search it. But overall in a vacuum, I love how this shoe looks. Just delicious. And the upper of the shoe, it is leather, and you see very textured leather. It is actually pretty soft and it feels pretty nice to the touch. Materials are quite nice actually, and what I do like about it is there's not like a super heavy polyurethane coating over this leather. A lot of times for Jordan brand shoes, they'll like coat it super heavily and it'll just be too shiny and it'll kind of feel like plastic to the touch, but the shoe doesn't have that. And of course you see on the mudguard that faux lizard skin texture. I've never really loved that like in a vacuum, but on a Jordan 12 that is like one of the most distinct features of this shoe, so can't really get too disappointed there. And of course you see this little tab that says Jumpman as well. Now sometimes they'll swap out this faux lizard skin for like suede or nubuck, like on the Armour Air Jordan 12s. They swapped it out for like really nice suede there. I kind of prefer that setup. But again, an OG colorway, you can expect this faux lizard skin texture. And if you didn't know, the Jordan 12 was designed by Tinker Hatfield. He was inspired by Japan, nicknamed the land of the rising sun. So when you see the stitching on the upper, that is meant to resemble the rays of a sun. And the very distinct shape of the Jordan 12 that is actually inspired by high heels. So you see this kind of slender and then high cut type of shoe. Yeah, very distinct. And the 12s was also the first shoe where Nike decided to spin off Air Jordan into like its own subsidiary. So Jordan brand was created. And then moving up the tongue, it is all leather as well. And you see 2, 3 spelled out. The 2 is spelled out and 3 is just a number with the Jumpman stitching on top. And then moving on to the booty of the shoe, just one of the best things about the 12, it is this pull tab. I don't love pull tabs, but what I love about it is what it says on the pull tab. So of course you get Jordan on it, and then quality inspired by the greatest player ever. And then right under it, extending from the outsole, you see 23. Now the shoe doesn't come with any extra laces, just black laces out of the box. Maybe red laces will give it a slightly different type of look if you wanted to pop a little bit more, but I think black laces is perfect for this shoe. Now moving on to the cushioning, the 12s comes with a Phylon midsole with full-length Zoom Air, and this is actually the first Jordan brand shoe to use Zoom Air, and it also comes with a carbon fiber shank. So you see this beautiful outsole with the herringbone on the heel as well as the forefoot. This Jumpman extends onto the toe. I've never really loved how that looks. It kind of looks like, I don't know, a little bit out of place, like it's intruding onto a place where it shouldn't be, but everyone's got their own opinions. What I do love is how this outsole looks, kind of semi-translucent red on the bottom. Red and black is just such a winning formula. Yeah, looks absolutely delicious. Insole of the shoe, black and red, just the way it should be. And it is a dream cell insole. And the box of the shoe, an original Jordan 12 box. Got this very cardboard vibe to it. Engineered and built to the exact specifications of championship athletes around the world. Inside, you get this cardboard kind of colored paper, as well as regular white paper. Now moving on to sizing and comfort, I am a wide and flat footer for Jordan 12s. Lengthwise, I still like going true to size. I feel like it fits me pretty well that way. But widthwise, one thing I've always never really liked was the high arch on the 12s. Really digs into my flat feet, especially when you're first breaking the shoe in. It can feel kind of stiff, just a little bit uncomfortable initially. So have patience with the shoe. I don't want to go half a size up for the 12s. I feel like lengthwise it's just going to be too long. So I go true to size, but it's definitely not perfect out of the box. Now in terms of just comfort, like under your feet, the cushioning is actually decent with the carbon fiber shank as well as the full length zoom. But yeah, apart from like that initial kind of stiff period when you're breaking the shoe in, especially for wide footers in that arch area, it's actually a decently comfortable shoe. And that brings the total sole score of the Air Jordan 12 Flu game to 33 out of 40. Pretty high score compared to other general releases. Now first it is Colorway. Beautiful. Love it. It is my favorite colorway, favorite OG colorway of the Jordan 12s ever. Black and red is just one of my favorite color combinations for any Jordan retro shoe. Can't beat it. Cannot beat it. And in terms of the materials, actually decently nice. It's pretty soft. You can see a lot of the texture, but it's not soft as in feels very, very like flimsy. And I like this textured look and feel. It doesn't have like a super heavy polyurethane coating over it. That's always a bonus. Now in terms of the comfort, as a flat footer, I'm just never gonna love the 12s in terms of comfort because of this very, very high arch area. Can feel kind of stiff initially. Have patience, break it in. You'll start to get used to it. The materials will start to loosen up and it becomes a decently comfortable shoe. Now in terms of the versatility of the 12s, shape-wise, silhouette-wise, I think it's decently wearable, not as much as like the 1s, 3s, 4s, where it's really crossed over into like mainstream appeal. You don't have to know anything about sneakers to like those shoes. But I think for 12s, probably have to have some affinity to like sneakers and sneaker industry in general to really like this shape, but it's still decently wearable. And in terms of the wearability of the colorway, black and red, super easy to wear. Only white sneakers may be more versatile, but yeah. Black and red, nothing too crazy, nothing too bold on this shoe. Some sports moments will just live on forever. They will be told to your kids, their kids, like Steph's performance in the 2024 Olympics, LeBron's chase down block, MJ's flu game, of course. Now, thankfully, we have video footage of a lot of these sports moments and we can pass down forever. But even without that, some of that can still be passed down through sneakers like this. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Sole Inclined. Let me know what you think of the Air Jordan 12 Flu game. Like, subscribe, comment, all the good stuff. And remember, tomorrow may never come. Go wear your shoes.